Hey, this is our first class, Nick Marshall, and we're here live at UCC. And guess what? This is the first time I've ever done a Facebook Live, so I'm excited to use this platform to tell people like you a little bit more about the Oregon Army National Guard and get the message out about the good things that we have to offer, as well as encourage some of our soldiers that are in the National Guard and maybe motivate them to take advantage of some of the benefits that maybe they don't know about. So this is just kind of a fun time where you can participate. You can join in and ask questions. A lot of people may feel uncomfortable talking to a recruiter. I'm very proud to be a recruiter, and so if I can use this way to communicate to you a little bit about the National Guard where you feel a little bit more comfortable, I think that's a great idea. And so feel free to ask questions. I see you all joining in. Thank you for coming and checking us out. If you do ask questions, I have some swag to give away. I got some t-shirts, backpacks, things like that. So if you're local within Douglas County, I can try and get that stuff to you for asking questions. But I wanted to thank a few people for getting this going. First of all, thank all of you who encouraged me to do this. It was neat to see your response when I threw it out on Facebook. I really love Facebook. I'm going to college for my business marketing degree, so it's a lot of fun to be able to take some of the things that I've learned in college and apply them to my career in real life. I also like to thank Staff Sergeant Gogan. He is one of our Springfield recruiters, and I think he's the first recruiter to really lead the way in Oregon on this. And I've been watching what he's doing. I think he's doing a great job, and hopefully I can do as good as a job as he can. So maybe he'll come on here in a little bit and start talking to me as well. But, well, what's happening this week in the Oregon National Guard, at least in the Douglas County area? This is homecoming week, and we're really excited to welcome our soldiers back from their 2-week annual training. I've been watching a lot of our soldiers on social media, seeing the videos that they send me and the pictures and a lot of the training that they're doing and really just about the venture that they're having. And so maybe we'll bring soldiers on a little bit later to talk about what they did, but feel free to check out Facebook and see some of those photos. But they should be coming in here real soon, and I'm sure their families are excited to have them back. And of course, I'll be there, and I'm excited to see you all come back. Also, I'm sure you saw on Facebook that we've upgraded our building even more, and we brought in our solar panels. This is a really cool thing for us because, one, we're very green in the Oregon National Guard, and it's neat to see that we're still continuing our goals to be a better to our environment. What's also neat is, we are a safe haven for people if there's ever a natural disaster in the Douglas County area, or even welcome people from other areas, and to be able to be self-sustaining, meaning we don't need the grid. We have water, we have electrical, we have communications, we have a lot of opportunity to make contact with the outside world, as well as help a lot of our local people in a time of need. And so that's very exciting. And it's neat also that we don't have to pay for electricity anymore. And so it's one of the things that we're doing to help stay a little bit greener and be good stewards of our money. But we actually produce more electricity than we actually need, and that electricity that we're producing will be saved. And so when it comes time for the winter months where it's a little bit rainy, we have something for a rainy day. So that's real neat and exciting to be able to watch and talk to the people that are building that stuff and learning a lot about solar technology. So I wanted to do something kind of neat that I haven't seen out on too much social media, and that was a mail call. And so we have a few soldiers that are off in basic training. I hope I don't embarrass them, but I got a letter the other day from Private Brandon Cannon. He's a soldier that I enlisted in the National Guard. I'm sure his family might be watching this, but he's a great guy. And he is a junior. He enlisted as a junior at Roseburg High School, and he is at Fort Benning, Georgia right now, going through his 9 weeks of basic training. And he sent me a letter talking about his experience in basic training. He is doing great. He seems to be having a lot of fun. And so if he just got his cell phone back today, he sent me a text and let me know he was doing great. So Brandon, if you get to see this, we're proud of you back here in Roseburg, and we're looking forward to you coming back and finishing your senior year at Roseburg High and getting the drill with you throughout this next year. People are walking around here at UCC checking me out, talking to the computer, and they think I'm weird. But anyways, I also got a text from Private Amanda Stacy. She is one of our soldiers that's just completed basic training, and what's kind of special about her for me is she was the first lady that I enlisted in a combat arms MOS, and so she's an artillery woman. and she is just about ready to start. Well, she's now starting her artillery school. And if you ever have a chance to Google like our howitzers or artillery and see, what the cannons are like, I'm an infantry guy, so I don't know too much about them. But to be able to make history and to see her take that type of career field has been real neat as a recruiter and as a non-commissioned officer in this organization. So I just want to give a shout out to her because she probably has her phone now, and congratulate her on doing such a great job. Well, what is the National Guard? That's a question that I get a lot. And it's real simple to explain. If you imagine the Army as a whole, the Army is divided up into three components. There's first the active duty Army, which they're known for living on their bases, working on bases. They're Army 24/7. They serve our country, and they do a great job. And then there's also the second component, which is the Army Reserve, which those soldiers work 1 week in a month and 2 weeks in the summer as well. But their main mission is to support the active duty Army. And if there's a need for more soldiers, then the Army Reserve can be called up to help them out. And that leads us to the third and, of course, my favorite component of the Army, and that is the National Guard. And so the National Guard, we have a dual mission, and we are a part-time organization that works the 1 week in a month and 2 weeks in the summer as well. And we do have, of course, full-time positions as well, because I'm a full-time National Guard soldier. But a majority of our soldiers, our traditional soldiers, work the 1 week in the month and 2 weeks in the summer. Well, what do? Well, like I said, we have a dual mission. Our federal mission is to help out the active duty components. And so we do deploy overseas. I've deployed twice overseas. I volunteered for them both. I had a great opportunity to go, and it was a lot of fun. And, it was really beneficial to my career and my life. So every once in a while, you will see us go overseas, and we're excited to do things like that. And we actually have some soldiers overseas right now. And so we don't like to talk about it too much, but for their safety, but giving details. But I'm reading everything that you all are saying to me. Thanks for checking in. So we do some things overseas, and we work right alongside our active components. But we're also really known for our stateside mission. And so, hey, Sergeant Major. And so serving our state is a big part of the Oregon Army National Guard. And so if there is time of need, our governor can activate us, and we're a fighting force here on the home front. And so if there ever is attack on the homeland, of course, we're here to help with that. But we're really used for a lot of times as natural disasters. So you'll see us when disaster strikes, that we are the bridge to salvation that helps out our community members. I can think of the last real big activation that we had was like 11 years ago with Hurricane Katrina. We mobilized thousands of soldiers to be able to go to Louisiana and Mississippi and be able to rescue people and find people and protect businesses from looters. And they were gone for a good 30 to 45 days, if I remember. And they did a good work down there. And kind of a neat story, when I was overseas in Iraq, I met some soldiers from Louisiana, and they were currently deployed to Iraq when Hurricane Katrina happened. And so to be able to hear their story of them being overseas and seeing the National Guard from Oregon come in and save their families was really neat, because I'm sure they felt kind of hopeless being so far away from home and knowing their family was behind. But for us to be able to meet them, and for those soldiers to meet the soldiers that came and helped their families, was a neat National Guard moment. So that's something I'm pretty proud of the Oregon Guard about, that we've done a lot of things like that to help out our community. Another one that we're really known for in Oregon is our forest fires. And so unfortunately, it seems like every year there's forest fires, and we're joined with many other people that help put out the forest fires. You may see our Black Hawks flying around and dropping large quantities of water. You may see us as a ground force there, either helping put out the fire or providing, not security, but running checkpoints and making sure, hey, how's it going? Good. Making sure the right people get to the right place safely, and that people that shouldn't be there don't get in the places that aren't safe. And so, as a member of the National Guard, we may find ourselves doing one of those two missions at some time in our career. And it's great because even though we're serving our nation, we're still defending the state of Oregon and taking care of the people of Oregon. So like I said earlier, I've done 2 deployments in the Oregon Guard. I went to Egypt in 2002, and then of course in 2009 I deployed to Iraq. So I have a lot of experience in telling you about deployments and of course our stateside mission. Well, I'm here at UCC for a reason, and that's because I wanted to talk about our college program real quick. We're getting in the season where people need to start preparing for college. And we have a lot of high school juniors that can join the Guard right now. We have seniors that can join the Guard. We have people that are graduated outside of school that are looking to better their lives, and they know they want to go to college, but maybe one of the big things that they're missing is finding a way to pay for it. And so a little while ago, I put out on Facebook that the way I see it, we have 3 really good plans that may fit for your life. Right? So when you join the National Guard, you earn these benefits, as a thank you for our service, right? And so as you use your benefits, I want you to know that you can still use your financial aid. You can still use scholarships. You can use pretty much everything that you've earned on your own outside of the National Guard. So this is more money to help make you successful. So people ask, why does National Guard want to pay for our college? Well, it's really simple. The more we can educate our employees, the better they're going to perform for us, right? So if we can invest in our soldiers, in that human capital, and we can broaden, their opportunities in life and help them learn new subjects, they're only going to bring that to our team. And I think that's one real strong point that the National Guard has, is every soldier's trained in how to do their job, but they also bring their civilian experience with them. And so I can think of a time when we were overseas. We had these trucks, really big trucks, the MRAPs, and we got all of these aftermarket, I guess you could say, lights. And, they didn't really come with very good instructions, and they weren't really Army lights. And so there really wasn't a whole lot of opportunity to learn. But one of our soldiers happened to be a licensed electrician, and he was able to help us out, teach everybody how to put up these lights. And before you know it, we outfitted the entire battalion with lights because they brought their skill set with them. And so, of course, the Guard is big in helping pay for schooling. It also helps with promotion. I'm looking around at people above me, and most of them have college degrees, and that's a contributing factor to receiving promotion in the military. So if I can encourage soldiers to get a college degree, or at least going to school, taking one class at a time online, use your benefits that you have. It's only going to help your career. It's like a really good idea to do. So what am I doing? Well, I've earned my associate's degree already. I'm currently going to school at Post University. I love coming to UCC because I started at UCC and I'm a transfer student to the university. And I'm about 10 classes away from my bachelor's degree. And so the cool thing is I haven't paid for any of it. The Guard has been good to me in my life. So that's why I'm a big proponent of sharing about these benefits, is because I know that it works and it's benefited my life. So I hope that it'll bring value to you. Okay, so let me tell you about it, right? Okay, so the first one, this is the way I tell a lot of people that are interested in going to school. One, we get paid for coming the drill, right? So by the time you get ready to go to college, you've been through basic training, your advanced training, probably been in the Guard about a year or so, you're probably looking at being around the pay grade of E3 or private first class. So a drill weekend pay for just a Saturday and a Sunday, our soldiers earn around $250 as an E3. So that right there is a little bit, that's tax income. But if you just keep that in mind for a second, $250. The next one is our soldiers can earn the Montgomery GI Bill, the Selective Reserve 1606 is what it's titled. And the rate right now is $369. Every year it usually goes up a little bit, but today it's $369. The next one is the GI Bill kicker. If you score over 50 on the ASVAB test that we all have to take to join the military, then with that extra $350, that's going to be attached to your GI Bill. So if you do the math, it's around $369 or $969, right? So you take away some taxes, it's pretty safe to say anywhere from $800 to $900 a month coming in for working 1 week in the month in the National Guard while you're going to school full time. I keep a lot of eyes out for opportunities out there, but for working 2 days and making over $900 while you're going to school, I think it's a pretty good, phenomenal opportunity for people to take a hold of. So, like I said, if you have financial aid and you have scholarships and other opportunities out there, that's all icing on the cake. So you can use that while you're going to school. So the next one is this, right? Number 2. This one's just a little bit more effort, right? You can take your $800 to $900 that you're going to make with your GI Bill and your drill paycheck and things like that. And if you'd like, because you're drawing the GI Bill, you can apply for the VA work study, right? I haven't seen anybody deny the VA work study. So what the VA work study is it's a work study through the Veterans Affairs, which in Douglas County, we're very fortunate that we have the VA hospital right here. There's also some other sites around. So if you're not from the Douglas County area and you're seeing this, just try and find a veterans office, anything that supports veterans, and they most likely are a VA site to be able to do the work study. If not, get a hold of me and we'll figure it out, because we're in the process of creating another site right now. So with that, you can make minimum wage tax-free. So it's $975 a month, right? So you make $975 an hour, you work 100 hours a month, that's an extra $975, right? So now you're making over $1,900 a month for coming to the drill once a month, drawing your GI Bill, and working 25 hours a week. So that's close to $2,000 a month for basically working part-time and going to school full-time. And so this really does help alleviate a lot of the financial stress when it comes to going to school. Because the number one reason why most people drop out of college is because they can't afford to go there. Their financial aid runs out, they draw too much debt with student loans. That's why they usually don't finish. And so our plan in the National Guard is to continue to educate our soldiers to help them achieve great goals in the civilian side. So one of the number one ways to help achieve that is by providing a way to financially pay for it. So one thing about financial aid, if you serve at least 1 day in basic training, then you qualify for financial aid on your own income. So if you're young and you're still off of your parents' income, by going to basic training, you now are under your own income. And so that really does help out a lot with determining, do you need more help with paying for school, because you're basically making less income most likely than your parents. So that's another reason, another helpful thing that our state's done for us, is to be able to help pay for our schooling with financial aid. The last one is ROTC, right? And I'm a big proponent of ROTC. I think it's a great program. The Reserve Officers Training Corps is designed to help college students learn how to become an officer in the military. And so if you have the goal to become a commissioned officer in the Oregon Army National Guard, I would really encourage you to check out one of the ROTC programs that we have at all the universities. And so as a member of ROTC and the National Guard, you are what's called a simultaneous membership participant, right? So what that means is during the week, when you're taking your math and your science and your English classes, you'll take a college class called military science. And in that class, they're going to teach you how to be an officer. Well, as you go through that, they're going to help pay for your schooling if you apply for the Minuteman Scholarship. And so what is a Minuteman Scholarship, right? So you're doing ROTC on the weekdays. 1 week in a month you come to your drill weekend. And during that drill weekend, you're going to not necessarily do the job that you signed up for. For instance, if you signed up to be an infantry soldier or a medic, you'll transition a little bit and you'll begin to become an ROTC cadet. And instead of doing the job you signed up for, you're really being mentored by commissioned officers and learning what it's like to be an officer for 3-4 years of on-the-job training before you even become a second lieutenant. So that's one of the things I love about it is I get to see these students start off as cadets, and they can make mistakes, they can learn from those mistakes, and they can really get some good mentoring from our leaders in this organization, and it just sets them up for success. So when they receive their commission as a lieutenant, they have a good 4 years of on-the-job training that will help be a foundation for their new career as an officer. So as you're going through ROTC, say you're a private and you decide you want to go to ROTC. Well, they're going to bump your pay up to an E5. And so you're going to make around $324 a month for your 2 days of drill. We're also going to help pay for your tuition and waive your tuition. You're going to receive a cadet stipend, and the stipend is going to grow for each year. So as a freshman, you'll be earning as $300 a month. As a sophomore, it's $350, so on up to your senior year where it's $500. So not only are you making your drill pay, you're now receiving the stipend, your tuition's paid for, but they're also going to give you a book stipend of $1,200 every year. So you just divide that up over your terms. That'll help pay for some of the books that you're going to need as you go through school. And a lot of people know that books are one of the most expensive things about going to college if you ever attended college. So then the next one here is, look at my notes here. I want to make sure I want to tell you all the correct information. Yeah, book stipend, cadet pay. Oh, your GI Bill. So you still continue to draw your GI Bill, which is $369 plus the ROTC kicker, which is around $350 as well. So they're going to make it really easy for you to go to college financially. Each college is a little bit different as well. So I'm familiar with like Southern Oregon University that they're paying, or they provide free dorms for you while you're going to school. So that's going to take off the stress of even trying to find a place to live and paying for that. So that's what I'm really excited about is, one, your education is free. Two, you're learning a lot of great things and skills and receiving the training as an officer. Dare I say it, but like most importantly, you're growing as a person. And so regardless if you're doing military or your regular life in the civilian world, like you're just becoming a better person and you're learning things, and you're going to take these skills that you learn to whatever business that you're going to head to, and that's going to make you a better leader. So I believe in education, but I also believe in growing as a person and learning leadership skills so that when you head to your business that you're going to work for, you can lead the employees that are going to be working for you. Well, that's a whole lot of information about college. If you'd like more details, I'd really encourage you to reach out and talk to me. And if you have any questions, I'm really not great at this, and I can see that y'all are commenting and saying things here to me. So I will review these a little bit after, and if you ask a question, then yeah, that's really good. Okay, so the VA work study, it does work around your schedule. When I did the VA work study, I told them, hey, these are my classes. This is what I need for study time, so on and so forth, right? And so if you want to work 1 hour a week, you can do that. If you want to work 25 hours a week, you can do that. And like I said, it's a work study, so it's not taxed, and they're there to really help you get through college. Thank you, boss, for saying that. And see if there's any other things in here. Okay. Wow, there's a lot of people that checked in. I really appreciate you all coming and hanging out with us, and I hope you learned something. And if you're watching this a little bit later and you missed the live version, I really appreciate you checking it out. And please feel free to contact me if you want more information about the National Guard, whether you're not in the Guard or you're a family member of a soldier, or if you are a soldier. And then I hope you tune in next week. I don't really know exactly what we're going to talk about, but I think in listening to a lot of the people, what they're saying, how can you market yourself for employment as a member of the National Guard? Like, what do you need to do to, as you get through, what can you do as far as getting through college and work skills and volunteering, and how can you use the Guard to really prosper you to compete against other people in this tough job market? Well, I think that's everything. Once again, thank you very much for checking us out. This is Sergeant Marshall here live at UCC. See ya.